probably less important to have a relationship with the carrier. But if anything, this has told the carriers that there is a serious dollar to be made. And you can, rest assured, Verizon with their VCAS system, other carriers are going to catch on and pull away from the device manufacturer because this is their customer. They want the lion's share of the revenue, and they probably don't like how much money Apple is making off their customers.
No, they probably don't.
So I'm sure we're going to start seeing a bit of a backlash now that the app economy has been justified. And we know that the customer will pay a serious dollar for something that was once undervalued.
Well, and do you think that how important is the strategy now for app developers to be in every one of these stores across the board? Do you think that's just a baseline requirement?
Yeah, well, why not? If that's one more channel where someone can discover you and discuss your application and get the word out. It's granted it's one more check to collect, one more stream to deal with, but it's worth it. Just get in as many pockets as you possibly can.
Okay. Well, I think that it's definitely a way to create awareness for the application. It doesn't matter where they buy it. You have to become aware of it, right? And that's part of the challenge when you're a small app developer. So I'm going to shift gears to finish this off, and I want to talk about anything that's newsworthy that's happened within RIM, not app related. What do you think is the biggest story that was unearthed last week?
So it's you're talking to a blogger, so to me the leaks are the news. Yeah. I know once you get to something, whether or not it's unconfirmed, you hear enough about it, you know it's going to happen. Yep. So a couple things. The most immediate piece of news we'll see at WES will be the BlackBerry Shield will be announced.
Yep.
So BlackBerry Shield is the ability to remote data wipe and secure your BlackBerry if it's lost or stolen.
Yep.
So that should be pretty interesting. There's a company that does it right now called SmartGuard.
I'm going to be
and they do a very, very good job, and they're across several platforms. They've got a few carrier deals. So, kind of going back to what we were saying last week, RIM eating someone else's lunch, it should be interesting to see how that plays out. And then, I think down the road, I don't think this will happen at WES, but there's still some murmurings of a kind of an SMB app world.
Yeah.
So that should be interesting. You look at all the other app stores, you look at what iPhone's doing, they don't have anything like this. Now I've only heard murmurings of it, so I don't know exactly how it's going to look, but from what I've heard, it's a section in App World where your company can go and, browse through sales applications or, CRM stuff, and it's a way of deploying apps to your company.
Business focused as opposed to consumer focused apps.
Exactly, and that's something, even if it's not fully announced, RIM's got to get that out, get that word out that they're about to bring some functionality that no other smartphone has.
And that's it's probably a good spot to end, because if you think about, stop being a Me Too and do something that's unique and plays to your strengths. And if 50% of your business right now, and it's growing. I mean, we just saw the numbers. RIM might be. I don't think they're falling behind Apple, but their numbers are growing every quarter. There's more and more BlackBerries that are going out the door than anticipated, and their unique thing is that they still own the hearts and minds of the enterprise. Mm-hmm. So don't lose that, because as soon as you start to, that becomes, there's a decision to be made between two devices, you start to erode your brand. Cement that. So I agree with you. Do that, and that really could be what locks people in. It's unique.
It's exciting because as someone who writes about BlackBerry every day, I get frustrated with the keeping up with the Johnsons mentality. And I'm looking for that one kind of differentiator, and I think this is it, and it's coming.
Well, Kyle, why don't we leave it there for this week? We'll pick it up next week and see what has shaken from the BlackBerry tree, and
all right.
Maybe a new name. who knows for this thing, but I think that if we can just come back to some of these themes that we've talked about, and anybody out there who is watching or listening to this, we'd appreciate some feedback. You can either do it at blackberrycool.com, you can do it at untether.tv, you can do it in the blogosphere, in the Twitter sphere. I don't care where you do it. Just send us some feedback, send us some questions that you'd like to address, like us to address, and we'll get to them. I think that that's probably a good idea to do.
Great.
Well, Kyle, thanks again for doing this.
Thank you, Rob.
Go out and enjoy the sunshine.
Oh, yeah.
All right.